This week, on Days of Our Lives, the tension and drama reached new heights as key characters found themselves in life-threatening situations, with twists that left fans on the edge of their seats. It all began with Rafe, who has been struggling to piece together what happened to him the day he was brutally stabbed in the eerie setting of the cemetery. Haunted by flashes of memory, Rafe has been feeling restless, knowing that there are missing pieces that could help him solve the puzzle of his attack. His mind finally begins to unlock fragments of the terrifying event. In a tense moment, Rafe turns to Jada, his voice thick with uncertainty but determination. "I heard a voice," he says, his brow furrowed as if forcing the recollection to surface. "I'm pretty sure it was a woman's voice." This revelation sends a ripple of shock through Jada, who had been trying to make sense of the chaotic events surrounding Rafe's attack. The idea that a woman could be behind the gruesome stabbing felt both surprising and chilling, adding another layer of mystery to an already tangled web of lies, violence, and revenge. The question that lingered now was, who could it be? Unbeknownst to Rafe and Jada, the woman in question was none other than Connie, a deranged and dangerous woman with a dark past and nothing left to lose. Connie had been lurking in the shadows, her mind twisted with anger and obsession. She wasn't finished wreaking havoc. With a cold, manic determination, she prepared to strike again. Her first target was Melinda, a fierce and resilient woman who found herself in a fight for her life. Connie lunged at her with a knife, her eyes wild, her movements deadly. For a moment, it seemed as though Melinda might be overtaken, but Melinda's survival instincts kicked in. She fought back with everything she had, refusing to be a victim. The struggle was brutal, the sound of their fight echoing through the tense air, but somehow Melinda managed to fend off the attack. But Connie wasn't done. As Melinda staggered away, shaken but alive, Connie turned her attention to another unsuspecting victim, Ava. With a swift and terrifying move, Connie grabbed Ava and pressed the cold blade of her knife to her throat. Ava froze, her breath catching in her chest as she realized how close she was to death. Just then, Stefan appeared, his eyes widening in horror at the sight before him. "Oh my God," he gasped, his voice barely a whisper as he struggled to comprehend the danger Ava was in. Time seemed to slow down as he tried to think of a way to help her, but he was frozen by the shock of the scene unfolding before his eyes. Suddenly, a door burst open, and Jada stormed into the room, a gun gripped tightly in her hands. The situation had escalated beyond anything she could have anticipated, but she was ready for action. What she saw stopped her in her tracks. The sight of Ava with a knife to her throat, and Connie looking like she was seconds away from ending her life, was something Jada had not prepared for. "Oh my God," she exclaimed, her voice filled with shock and disbelief. The moment was electric, the tension palpable as everyone in the room held their breath, waiting to see what would happen next. But the danger didn't end there. In another part of town, the ticking of a bomb was about to send everyone's world into chaos. Gabi, unaware of the deadly device, was caught in the middle of a nightmare. As the timer began its deadly countdown, 4, 3, 2, 1, her heart raced with terror. She barely had time to react before the bomb exploded, sending a wave of destruction through the room. In the chaos, EJ, who had been standing near the blast, was thrown to the ground, the force of the explosion slamming him into the rubble. His body hit the floor with a sickening thud. Gabi, caught in the aftermath, was also knocked down, her body covered in debris and her ears ringing from the sheer force of the blast. Panic overtook her, and in her final moments of consciousness, she could do nothing but scream in horror, her voice echoing through the wreckage. "Oh no! No!" As the dust settled and the scene faded to black, viewers were left with a shocking cliffhanger. Would anyone survive the devastation? What would Rafe's new memories reveal? And most of all, how many more lives would be lost before this dark chapter in Salem's history came to an end? Days of Our Lives fans will have to wait until next week to find out.